Welcome to another episode of the Mixed Blend. Tonight's mixture, we got myself, the nigga ranger, Darius Woods. We got
Blackwell.
We got
Julia.
Scott.
She can't go before me. This is Sam.
We got a couple special guests with us. We got the brother Nick. He's out. He's coming with us. He's going to be talking about some subjects. We got the big homie Jimmy here. He's always a pleasure to have. Stefan.
The next generation Denzel Washington.
We got the other time. We got the other time coming in. Or is he the first Tommy? There it is, the Asian Tommy.
He's quiet.
We got
Broadcasting live from the Swinging 69 studio, Gold Members Club. I'm overdressed. We're turning up. We're gonna start talking about it. We don't have no sponsors. Shout out to Big Joe, who's not here with us, unfortunately, because he's in rehab.
Dude, this is like his
But
fourth
Joey-
time in rehab.
Well, he got out of rehab.
Stop
last time.
selling his stop selling him that shit.
You know,
Blackwell.
I sold him the shit. I sold him it. You know, whatever.
Today's subject, like we was talking about earlier, is that we're gonna go into the fact that there's an election today. But fuck that, because we're not political.
Nah.
We're just gonna make our own election. So we're gonna start off with the first one. We'll get a tally from everybody who's here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of us tonight.
On top of that,
It doesn't matter if it's evil.
No.
We're just taking the
It's gonna be
tallies for
lopsided
everything.
we you know what, you
It'll be
guys,
very lopsided.
you know, anybody that's listening, I mean, they're a part of it too.
Please
you
throw
know what,
in.
You know what? I want to know if they prefer salt or pepper. Period.
Exactly. We're going to get into some subjects. If anybody wants to listen or if anybody's got any comments, you can either hit us on the Facebook page or you can hit us on the speaker app, which everybody likes to do every once in a while.
Yes.
Jimmy, Joe,
What?
the number one commenters. I was giving you a compliment.
You be forgetting Jimmy.
Not to mention, Jimmy is one of our favorite listeners. Tommy is too. Jimmy always likes to drop a little comments and we put him on the show.
Yep.
Drop a lot of comments, give a lot of likes. We'll put you on the show.
Making
You
dreams
can
come
talk
true
about-
every day, baby.
Talk about whatever. The first one that I brought up was Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network.
I'm
Network.
torn.
Cartoon
Well,
Network.
Hold on.
No,
We'll go around the room.
Clockwise.
We'll give a little poll. Me, myself, I want to say Cartoon Network. I think as I got older, Cartoon Network had better shows, but I was a Nickelodeon kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna second that. I was another Nickelodeon.
That's two.
Yeah, that's two.
You know, but what era are we talking about now? Because Nickelodeon today is shit.
90s.
Well, maybe
Wait,
should we spend
wait,
it
Early 2000s.
90s to
to
early 2000s?
Yep.
Well,
Dexter's Laboratory. We're talking Batman. We're talking Rugrats. We're talking.
We're talking Foster's
What?
Imaginary.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just over imaginary kids.
Imaginary friends.
so
Probably,
as far as what was on the TV in my household at the time, because there was more than one of us in there, Nickelodeon was there, but I favored Cartoon Network. I favored it because Cartoon Network was the company that put all that lewd, explicit, disgusting shit in there that we know about now. Like when we found out when we were 18, Googling in school and shit.
Right.
You know, we would see, you know.
It's basically the Godfather of cartoons.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's
I
what
can't say lewd because the first person dropping lewd weird cartoons is probably WB Kids in the Morning.
Yeah, they
True,
did it.
true.
They did it, but Nickelodeon did it too. I mean, they did it.
Nickelodeon got free reign though because they got Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
They have some
Exactly.
borderline gay shit coming out. I'm not
Well,
gonna
see,
lie.
I would also say Nickelodeon
SpongeBob.
wasn't always based off cartoons though.
Bill Cosby, you got Nick at Night, but
Yeah.
what kid's really staying up for Nick at Night?
What kids were watching Little Bill back in the day? The Bill
But
But I mean,
Cosby
I
Show
was staying up
on
late
Nick
to watch
Jr.
Adult Swim
Oh,
on
yeah.
Cartoon Network, which is again why then
But-
I would give
I
my vote to
couldn't-
that,
but-
because that beats
I
Nick
can't
at
help that
Night.
was Mexican.
That makes sense.
But how long did it take for
Except
Adult
the
Swim to
episode
come
of
out
Nick and
though?
Night where it's Fresh Prince.
How long
Only
did
real niggas without cable that's watching Foxbox.
Oh, right.
What's Sonic the Hedgehog?
I'm talking rabbit ears on my TV. I mean,
know
Fox
what?
was
But
yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me just say, here's the thing why Cartoon Network was so big. Cartoon Network back then was the reason why millennials are so bold today. You had Kids Next Door, Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab. That kid could build anything. What was it, like 4 years old?
except for Mandark.
Okay, Mandark. So I'm just saying, like, you know,
Cowardly Dog.
Well, let's do
Yeah.
Where's
the
Cowardly Dog? Was
Right there.
fucking
Let's do the
That
poll.
creepy
Let's
shit.
do the
I
poll
love
based
that
off
show.
not based off what favoritisms come towards now, but when you're a kid. I'm Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam's got Nickelodeon. Tommy,
I'm Cartoon.
When I was a kid,
Cartoon
I had
Network.
all of that,
Cartoon
man.
Network.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon
You weren't
Network.
talking.
I mean, Cartoon Network.
Cartoon
When I was-
Network.
Cartoon Network, Samurai Jack.
Oh man!
there we go. That's
Shit,
what.
dropped a bomb on us.
And they're bringing it back.
Nick.
Gotta get it.
The mature shit.
Wait, he's thinking.
He's thinking.
Listen, man.
Nickelodeon.
Hey,
I'm
check it
Nickelodeon.
out. I fought
Hold on.
off real tough, man, but I think Ed, Ed, and Eddie for me pulls it.
Ah.
6-2.
The ultimate hustler.
See, I'm kind of this is when I was like younger, a little bit younger when I didn't have Ed and Eddie. Like I had all that, where I had
Oh, that's great.
Good Burger. Come on, man. You know. Well,
That brings us to the
I never
next
watched
thing.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
yeah, I got a
we'll
good
be
one.
posting all of these things on the Facebook page. So if you didn't get a chance to comment on them, we'll give you all the topics that we can on the Facebook page. But Sam brought this one up as a good topic.
All that.
It's a threefer.
It is a 3-fer. So this never been done on a podcast.
Some new shit.
Some new shit.
Sounded just like it.
That was the closest.
Fuck you, Tommy, because I did it at the same time. I sound like shit. All that, or the Amanda Show, or Keenan and Kel.
Wait,
Are we talking
doing
Nickelodeon specific?
Just those three. Between all those three,
Good lord.
which
That's,
one do you
that's
guys
fucking
choose?
tough.
the Amanda Show.
And
Damn.
That's the only one I watched. I didn't watch.
You didn't watch Keenan and Kel?
Oh yeah, no.
I didn't. I knew
Then you
about it.
stay
I
out of
just didn't watch
conversation.
it.
Why? Because they're
He was
so
watching
bad.
Jose and Javier. This is the same thing.
No, he chose the Amanda Show. He said he was watching the Amanda Show. Over.
I give it to
Go ahead, bro.
Amanda Show.
we split it.
You watched that more?
I watched the Amanda Show more than
I gave it to all that because I watched that more.
We got 2 for Amanda Show. We got 1 for all that. Tommy.
And then after that, yeah.
You guys might get pissed off. I didn't watch any of those shows.
Tommy's a 0
Are you
vote.
serious?
Tommy's racist.
He's Tommy's writing in
Hey,
his
go
own
home,
show.
bro. That's what you do.
What you got?
You have 3 very different shows. As a black man, I have to say Keenan and Kel.
On life.
Because it built so much. You know what I'm
you
saying?
talking
You wouldn't have Keenan. Wait.
You without all that.
You wouldn't have Key and Peele without Keenan and Kel. You wouldn't have Keenan and Kel without all that. So you got to
Preach.
respect how
Damn. All right.
all that was kind of like the SNL for
I feel
kids
like
back then.
Chappelle's show would have came from off of Amanda Bynes because it's
Chappelle's
like
show.
black.
It's not that deep.
another round
Amanda
right
Bynes.
there.
It's not that deep.
I love the dancing
That's
lights.
not deep. Maybe to us. That's not deep.
But see, but you wouldn't have all that without Keenan and Kel, though. I mean, not all that, but you wouldn't have.
I got Keenan. I got Keenan and
You
Kel.
see, that's my
So we
point.
got 2 for Keenan and Kel, 2 for Amanda Bynes show. We got 1 for a write-in, Gary Johnson.
Yeah,
He's packing his
I gotta
bag.
say all that though.
So we got 2 for all that. Now.
I mean,
2 for 2 for
because
2.
all
Yeah.
that is
Ooh,
like
right.
it's like the SNL of
Oh,
you
no.
know,
And
of-
they had-
Of the 90s kids.
So
It is the SNL
Julia's
90s kids.
going to be the swing vote
Oh
here.
no.
well,
If you see the Amanda Show, you're out of the
Let her
podcast.
See, you know what the thing is? All
Don't
that
armor Trump.
TLC
We're
did
just
the
letting her
theme
decide.
song.
No, that'd be more of a Hillary thing.
Trump people.
I'll just delete the email.
Let's hear the vote. Let's hear the vote.
Oh God, I've been really thinking hard because I watched all of them a lot. I'd probably say.
Why'd you do that so loud?
I'm gonna go with the Amanda Show for Moody's Point because that was the funniest shit
God
ever.
Oh,
Loved
damn
it.
it.
Loved it.
Who was the one that was like, nah? Who was that?
that was
Yeah, that was,
Penelope.
Pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was some...
She's like, meh.
Yeah.
Like,
She was
Amanda,
like-
please.
If you were like
Looking at
eating
us.
corn was her thing, like that always.
Canned corn.
Fucking G,
I mean-
bro.
The reason I say all that, though, I mean, all of that shit we just talked about was an original skit on all that.
No pun intended.
Amanda Show started from all that.
All of
Yeah,
it did.
it
Keenan
did.
and Kel did. Good Burger did.
Drake and Josh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it goes on from that. Like
It's-
all of the stuff. It's like
it's-
what?
Yeah, but
it's
we
something
kinda chose
Schneider is the
Amanda
dude's
Show.
name.
It-
He does all of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
but
well,
you know,
I'm
all that
choosing-
started it.
I'm
Yeah,
choosing all that because father figure. All that.
What do we got for Quentin Tarantino versus Martin Scorsese?
Tarantino.
It's hard.
I
The reason why I say I'll explain why.
no, go into it, please.
I just like I always get back. We talked about this a while back with me, you, and Joe while Blackwell was in rehab.
Which time?
Shout out.
We don't need to talk.
Shout out to Blackwell's Rehab.
Like, okay.
Setting my nigga straight.
Thanks. Just the dialogue that I like. The dialogue that Tarantino uses. Not saying that Scorsese's isn't good, but there's just something about a Tarantino like monologue scene where there's just a conversation going that sucks me in.
I agree. That's why I would go with it because I prefer that to narration, which is Scorsese's.
Well, yeah,
kind of
and Scorsese
narrative
knows how to tell a
thing.
story.
Yeah,
he
it's not
does. He
that
knows how
I.
to tell a story. He's great at it. But they're just like
Hard
some-
choice, but I agree with Tarantino for that like exact reason.
No, yeah. You know what? It's weird. It's almost like it's a biased position because my favorite movie of all time is
It's
a Scorsese film,
Yeah, Gangs
which
of
is
New York.
Gangs of New York. You just can't beat Gangs of New York. That movie's mad savage. And I look back at me and Nick used to go up to the pawn shop and grab the $2 DVDs.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And about 10 on live.
Yeah. He's up there, boy.
We used to have to fight.
Hey,
We used
big
to have to
bags.
fight. Yeah, you have to fight for the DVD because, or what was it? I got mad once because he copped 300 mad fast.
300, boy.
And I was like, but I grabbed Gangs of New York. But I think I watched it first. It was weird. It's the first time I ever watched Gangs of New York is on a VHS at Grandma's house. So I'm going to have to go with, as much as it's going to kill me to say it because of the nostalgia behind one film specifically, I give it to Scorsese.
Just one film took that.
One film is enough nostalgia at my grandma's house, watching it on VHS, realizing this is my favorite movie at a young age.
No, I hear.
Thinking to myself, this is how a movie's supposed to be made, will give me enough credit to back it up, even though I just watched Inglourious Bastards just so I could fall asleep.
So I guess.
But look at the two differences.
So I guess I can agree to that because like that's how it was. Like even though everyone thinks it's a shit, yes, it is a shit movie. But Reservoir Dogs.
I don't think
I watched that as
a shit movie though.
It was a shit movie to Joe because Joe said
he
it was
made
just
great point.
back in his day.
Yeah,
it was just a shitty action movie.
Yeah, Joe.
That's crazy to think
But
about.
no.
It wasn't a cult classic like it is for us
So
today.
like my mom was really big into Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, so she like let me watch those at a young age. So I get that back on VHS. Listen, the music, like the soundtrack to Pulp Fiction and stuff like that. That's why I get to Tarantino as well.
I feel like the cool answer here is to say, Tarantino all the way.
Yeah,
I just, honestly, I feel like I really can't give a good, dog in this fight because I haven't seen that many Scorsese films. And I know, I've seen two. And it's like, I know that
Can you
he's
name the two?
outside of The Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh.
I knew that was one of them.
Exactly.
So that's why.
Goodfellas?
Exactly.
Yes, in Goodfellas.
You seen Goodfellas?
You seen
Scorsese.
Gangs of New York, right?
No, I have not seen Gangs.
Watch Gangs of New York, let it change your life.
That's
and
when you were
possibly this vote.
I feel like I've known you for so long, and now I'm just
Sweet
figuring
vote.
out that your favorite movie is Gangs of New York, and I was like, wow, we're 23 now, bro. I met you when I was 17, man. But I gotta check that out.
But Darius
Yeah.
was 5.
But there's a lot of,
do that shit.
I mean, there's Scorsese films, people. You ever seen Departed?
Yes.
You've seen The Departed. I know you have.
That's
Leonardo
your
DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg.
For those of you listening at home, Sam introduced me
yeah.
to the wonderful world of cinematics. The young age of 13.
So I got a lot of movies. I got like 2,000 movies in the house.
What about the phone booth?
What about Nick?
About phone booth?
Scorsese or Tarantino?
That was a good one.
I fuck with. Yeah, I fuck with. I fuck with both of them, man.
It's a hard pick.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to think to yourself: is you gonna choose Goodfellas? You got Casino. You got,
Classics,
Yeah,
boy.
classic
you
movies,
got
but
classics,
again,
but then you got Kill Bill.
No.
you got Kill Bill. You got Kill
they
Bill. You
go
got
hard,
Pulp Fiction.
bro. But
You got classic
I'm a
movies on the
classic
other
man,
side.
bro. I mean, maybe
The boys at the
old
boat,
soul,
the
maybe,
fucking
you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the classics, bro.
Is this a 50-50 vote for you?
Scorsese, bro.
Ah, man.
I gotta go with Tarantino.
Your age.
That's
It's just the
3 or 4 for Tarantino. Who did you pick?
It's two. First off, right now it's 2 for 2 because
2-2 first half. You're gonna have a
Went to
game.
Nick, so he
You're
can
gonna have to
decide
go.
his vote.
But she said
Carefully
Tarantino.
about
I said
what you're saying
Tarantino.
here.
He said
Oh, no
Tarantino.
pressure.
So that's
Fuck.
3.
there's
I got
a
you.
reason why
I
I
said
picked
Tarantino.
Tarantino.
So before you both just sit there and attack me, you Trump rally people.
Okay.
Why don't you put your knees away, kid? Start debating topics with me. By the way,
The reason
Sam knees is out.
The reason why I say Tarantino is because I
Oh,
feel like when
hang
it
on.
comes to commentary, when it comes to the conversations that the characters have, I feel like he knows what the audience needs to what they need to hear, and also what connects to them through that's why you connect with the characters. And then you have this crazy ass plot, this crazy ass action scene, so you're getting 3 dopamine feeds or just whatever the fuck you want, and
It's a good way
great.
to put it.
So I mean that's why I like those movies.
So Tarantino.
Yes.
For me, the reason why I picked Tarantino is I mentioned this a while ago on another podcast, is because Tarantino leave little messages and hints and clues within the movies that leaves up to your interpretation. Like for example, I put a comment a long time ago that there was a Band-Aid on Marcellus's neck, was it?
Yes, on the back of his head.
Yep, and apparently, if you actually look that up, there is, it's actually a real thing where
That's where your soul comes from.
that's where your soul comes from, and then people actually thought that his soul was inside the case, but that's up to you to decide, and that's why I love Tarantino so much, is because it's up to your imagination to define that movie itself, and that's why I like it.
Absolutely.
So that's 4 for Tarantino.
We win.
Scorsese.
No, okay.
Jimmy hasn't decided. He just said
Tarantino.
Why?
Tarantino.
Why?
Kill Bill. Simple.
Okay.
Which one?
What?
Exactly.
I didn't hear what you said.
Exactly. I said which one.
Oh. Fuck.
Jimmy chose Tarantino
Okay.
for Kill Bill.
Fair enough.
Part
But,
2?
On top of that,
So
too,
it's
like,
pretty lopsided.
fair
but that's
enough.
fine.
But
So,
The youngins
Blackwell,
in here.
who did you choose?
Joe went with the
Yeah.
Scorsese route.
Yeah.
Coming
Joe,
from,
what's
coming
up?
from Joe from rehab. What's up, baby?
Joe's like,
Joe, why don't you go ahead and drop another comment and tell us why?
I love you, Joe.
Why?
Joe, I miss you, man.
Yeah, we all
Get better, brother.
It'll give me enough time to kind of rehearse.
So
my
who'd you
answer in my
choose?
head. I haven't picked one yet because I'm looking at it at
Because
two
none of them
different
made a
angles.
Batman film.
Pick one right
Well,
now. 5.
You see, I'm
3.
thank you, Tommy.
Pick one. 3.
Nice
2.
guy, Tommy.
1.
Thank you. I love you. But it's going to depend on the day for me because I'm looking at it from two different angles.
Martin Scorsese just says in talks to
Oh,
direct a Nightwing film. So who do you choose now?
Well, who's in the Nightwing?
Scorsese.
No, that's another day. That's another day.
Did you say
But-
Scorsese?
As far as overall,
Just pick. Fuck.
yeah, shut up,
It don't matter. It's not like you're a deciding factor, bro. Fuck, it's already lopsided. Just pick the fucking.
They don't got a gun to their
Say
head.
it.
All right.
Let him say his
Alright,
piece.
I-
I feel like a beautiful speech was coming on, and I would like to hear it.
Thank you. Oh no, it's not going to be a speech. I'm just
Then
explaining.
just pick one.
I can't, and I'm going to explain to you why.
You have to
Mathematically,
pick one.
Then you can't. Hey, he can't pick.
No, come on. Let him,
no,
yeah.
He could pick.
no, I'm going to make a decision at this point, but if you look at Scorsese, listen.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Tommy couldn't be mean for 1 second.
I'm only kidding. I'm
We're
only
listening.
kidding.
If you're looking at Scorsese, I mean, overall quality and I mean depth, even just the plot of his movies, I mean they're up there. I mean they're top class. I mean they're really good stories. But for me, I'm always paying attention to what the characters are actually kind of looking and thinking in their movies. So I mean, dialogue says a lot of that. I mean, you were talking about Reservoir Dogs earlier. I mean, listen. I mean,
The dialogue.
what actually happens in that movie? I mean, not much. I mean,
Just talking.
exactly. Then
So you're basing it off the fact that Quentin Tarantino can make a good movie based off just talking alone.
he could like.
I
I
can
say
respect
I
No,
say
that's what it boils down to.
I see Scorsese as the guy that is. If it comes to visuals and actually kind of putting yourself in that situation, whatever the plot is, you know, Gangs of New York, Wolf of Wall Street, whatever. I mean, he has that. He's got that plus to him. But Tarantino is the guy that you could sit around a campfire with, you know, do whatever, and just listening to him talking, he'd be able to make a
And you
better
dropped
story.
the N-bomb about 60 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about 61.
You drop a finger a lot. No, I'm just fucking with you.
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
It's probably like
But that does make sense, is that the fact that you can be engaged into something that you're not supposed to be engaged into the modern eye, that makes sense.
right.
Joe says that his opinion is that Scorsese is flat out better.
But again,
That's just,
That's a Joe to bounce the answer.
That is a joke. Right
So I think basically that just sums up this whole conversation. No matter what you guys
No,
vote,
but that
that
does
sums
make
up the whole
sense.
conversation.
It's
I
like,
think Joe's
So,
gonna.
so
It'd be
Joe,
like,
Joe right in everything you guys said.
it's kind of like, you know, like you were saying, it's just being engaged in something that you're not supposed to be engaged in. A lot of people are engaged, and I think, in a lot of things that fabricate what the movie is actually based off of. Perfect example is that the first Avengers isn't good.
no,
And everybody's
not.
like, this movie's awesome. And it's like, why? Because Captain America had Puerto Rico on his chest. Portuguese, Jimmy. But
I'm fucking Portuguese.
why not?
I gotta throw him in when I can.
You're not
I'll
gonna.
throw him in when I
not
can.
letting
But no, I'm saying is that the first movie is a little bit. I think personally, my personal opinion is sidetracked by the fact that it's a big budget Marvel movie, and they think that they can. Oh, we just drop these people and it'll be okay. When in reality, this movie's not that good. But that brings me to the next topic, anyway: is Marvel or DC?
Oh, good
Marvel.
Lord.
The ultimate, the ultimate question.
This is it.
You have 3 advanced comic book
Go
nerds
DC.
in the room right now.
I mean, I have a PhD.
Oh, are you? All right. Well, I'm
Little bit.
Dr. Motherfucking Strange. Let's get
DC,
going.
DC,
No, no.
because
Baby.
DC because they announced the first Mexican superhero. So I mean,
Ghost Rider.
El Diablo.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Marvel. That's because my favorite character is Marvel.
Let's do the vote first and then go through and see the reasons why. So
man.
Sam's got Marvel, which is one. Tommy,
DC.
DC.
No, I'm
You're
listening.
next.
Stefan?
You're not picking?
We'll go back to him. Okay, we're not giving explanations right now. We're just giving votes.
Just give vote.
As iconic measures of this country.
It's just votes. Go.
Just vote!
Marvel.
DC.
DC. You're DC.
You're DC. Jimmy?
DC.
Wait, you just said Marvel earlier.
I know, but El Diablo.
You son of a...
What's wrong with you?
El Diablo.
Marvel.
El Goblo?
Marvel. So that's 3-4 right now.
Mm.
Now,
Now
I
comes
didn't
our big
answer
two.
yet.
I'd go to DC.
I didn't answer.
Out of... So what is it?
I mean, DC.
Okay, so it's 4-3. So now I'd go to DC for the sole fact of just, I'm not even going to give that explanation because I'll get into that.
I think
We'll go with
DC.
Marvel.
Huh?
Marvel. 4-4 split. The first 4-4 split.
We gotta ask
Tonight.
Joe.
And here is my reason why, Joe, if you're still listening, we need to know, do you prefer DC? Or actually, you know what? I take back my vote because I forgot about the Vertigo imprint.
Thank
God
you.
damn
I was.
I was fucking hoping you
Don't
forget
take
about
that shit.
But here's so Joe might be able to come in and save a little bit of a grace when he gives a comment, but the reason for it is that DC does give a darker appearance to comics.
They
than
give
I've
a
always
I
more
was
liked.
realistic
saying-
appearance.
Now,
yes,
when
they
I
do.
first got into comics, I wasn't like a young age where it's like, oh, I gotta have this comic or I'm gonna jerk off and get mad about it. It was just more like, I'm just gonna get into comics and see where it gets me.
Yeah.
Blackwell was a big influence on that because if I had any questions, I could ask him. But what it came down to is that reading all these comics and stuff like that, I'm not a big fan of superhero comics at all in any way, shape, or form. I think superheroes are cheesy. I think they're lame. I just think they're a way for...
No,
Yeah, most people say that at first. So then I was thinking is that I like comics that are based off of I don't know, that just kind of avoid the superhero cause. Like I like Crossed, I like the old Roman comics. I can't remember the name for it right now because it's a hard ass name.
Preacher,
But
Constantine.
Preacher, Constantine, things like that. There's almost like a supernatural feeling to it. And I always felt like DC kind of went a darker route with that. And I was more steered towards adults.
Yes.
So I kind of fuck with it in that manner, which is like Watchmen, you got them, or, things of that nature and everything that branches off that. The biggest thing is that I asked myself, my favorite comic is Spawn. I'm a big fan of Spawn. Everybody likes Spawn. And if you don't like Spawn, that's...
who made Spawn? Was it
It's
Marvel?
like Todd McFarlane.
It was.
If you don't like
It was
Spawn...
dark. It was Dark Horse.
But yeah, I'm getting into this. That's my whole point is that if you don't like Spawn, then you're just one of those people that I don't really care for Spawn. It's kind of a mixed breed. I know a lot of people in my
I love
position
Spawn.
like Spawn because they didn't really have comics. So Spawn was kind of a little bit of a ghetto comic for people in a sense. Black guy, demon, he's shooting niggas up. It does have a little bit of a blood feel to it. But at the end of the day, I asked myself, would I rather see a Spawn movie out of Marvel or would I rather see a Spawn movie out of DC? And I go to
That's actually
DC.
a really good way to fucking attest it.
Because nobody
is,
wants to
it
watch
is.
a Marvel Spawn movie where him and Ant-Man are high-fiving the entire movie because they're going to
bring it back down.
Fucking get into a
Isn't it
dancing
Spawn
contest.
Well,
Howard-
they already did that with the '90s Spawn movie, so I hear what you're saying.
And that's the whole thing is that it's just more towards, it just leans more towards my style.
I've always we all us three have all agreed to disagree. But no, I see that point. I know that DC makes darker comics, but when I was like, the Punisher is my favorite character in any comic book series ever, just because it is.
The Punisher's a savage nigga.
Well, he's just it's the most realistic story in a sense. Kind
Right.
of.
That's where
I'm not flabbergasted if somebody today lost their family and started shooting people out in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
But it's realistic.
It's realistic.
That's what he's saying is that I wouldn't be surprised by
Right.
it.
No, but that's, and I like just the underlying storytelling that it has in it. Like, it's a dark meaning to the Punisher. Like, he's not just a brute who just goes around killing people. There is a fucking darker and depressing side to that story, and I don't know why that I'm attracted to that kind of shit, but I just am. So that's why I say Marvel because of that. And also, one of the first movies I ever watched was fucking Blades.
It's nice.
So
Joe says Vertigo.
I
vote towards that.
that's DC.
with Marvel. I mean, Marvel. they, as far as the most, say movies, for example, I've seen more Marvel movies, but I've always been drawn to DC. I mean, number one, just because Batman was the first superhero I was ever introduced to, and even then, he wasn't really a hero. He was more of an anti-hero because the legal system hated him. They wanted him gone. He wasn't a benefit, whatever have you. And he did have that darker atmosphere. At least the comics I was introduced to. I mean, Batman started out as campy and gay, whatever.
That's Adam West's fault.
That is well. We don't talk about whatever fucking Robin's name was.
Pow!
But
Bang.
I mean, I'm drawn to DC because I've experienced more in what I've seen with DC Comics than Marvel. Marvel, I like Marvel Comics because when I read Marvel Comics, I get that feeling that kind of that. What happened?
You walked in and Tommy business.
Oh, but when I read Marvel Comics, I kind of get that feeling that everything's going to be cool. They're a little more optimistic about shit. But with DC, there's a little bit more truth for me, just because I've had my own experience in life or whatever. A little bit was the majority of it was kind of on the negative end of it. I see more of that in DC Comics. I see a more realistic outlook on the world when I read a DC comic, and like the Vertigo imprint. It's like a branch of DC. They've got like Constantine. They've got Preacher. They've got,
that was Constantine?
Yeah, Constantine was Vertigo.
I thought that was just some fucking funny movie.
Bro, pass
No.
the mic.
Jimmy just
No.
won.
Jimmy,
But
That was a good ass movie. I didn't know that.
Pass the mic.
nigga's Vertigo.
I'm just gonna pick DC just because
Keep bringing
I guess I
it back.
relate more to it than the always everything is gonna be great, unrealistic outlook that Marvel comics have. Even though I love it all, I'm drawn to DC.
All right, guys, I gotta give my 2 cents real quick.
Do it, Stefan.
Okay, so like DC and Marvel, two very old chains, all right, who have a lot of history. Okay, yes, Marvel is more optimistic, and all together they have more outlandish shit. They have really shit that's really like unbelievable. But when they bring together stories like Civil War, that when you take all these characters that are like just out of like God's like I don't know whatever dimension, out of our dimension, and then you put them in situations that we can relate to and shit. That shit's crazy. Versus Crisis on Infinite Earth.
You have to fucking have. You have to have some sort of degree to understand Crisis on Infinite Earth.
You do, and
I don't understand it.
exactly, and I haven't reached that point yet. But what I'm saying is that like Marvel, in terms of having so many different characters that connect to so many different people who are comic fans because they connect to this aspect of their life and all that shit. I feel like Marvel takes the cake, but as having superheroes that stand alone could like just reach massively, like Batman. Everybody knows who fucking Batman is. Superman. Everybody knows who Superman is.
Batman
Does everybody know
was
who?
the second superhero created.
Right now Marvel has Spider-Man. Everybody knows who that is. Up until 2008, not a lot of people knew who Iron Man was.
Right.
Up until fucking 2007, yeah, you got some people that knew Captain America, but
I do.
thank you, Tommy.
We'll get to you.
But it's like as far as like Marvel reaching out to the public right now, yes. As far as like history, DC, and like if you go back and research, and see like how far their comics reach back in time and how far they've come, it's like fucking crazy. Cinematic wise,
Makes sense.
yeah, kids. I like when Guardians of the Galaxy pulled that dance off shit. I felt disrespected as a viewer. Now I know it's supposed to reach to a very wide demographic of people, but it's like dance off, bro. Really? You know who fucking Ronan was? This judge who smashed people. He smashed heads with that hammer across the galaxy. I'm sorry. I'm taking a breather. We're bringing it back down. We're bringing it back down to the surface. All I'm saying.
Stop flexing on me.
I'm not even flexing, dog. So
I like your enthusiasm, but we're just gonna wait on that.
We can get into some more elections later.
I'm sorry. Marvel is my vote.
Let's get into the fact of Julia had another topic that she wanted to throw out there. She brought up on the podcast.
Did I?
Crazy bitches.
Oh, I did.
And it's just
So we don't have some stories.
It's gonna be fun.
we don't got enough time for just stories. Now, everybody's known a crazy bitch, and you know what it is? Is that my problem with crazy bitches today is that it's popular to be fucking crazy.
I
And
fucking hate
shit
that
fucking
shit.
bothers
It's
me.
fashionable.
Look, so that's the thing is
It's
that
attention grabbing is what
what it is it leads people in. Like, you got these bitches out here. Julian,
Great starting point. By the way.
no offense. You know my term on bitches. You're either a good bitch or you're a bad bitch. You pick and choose when I say it.
I'm a good bitch.
Tommy, you so
Another
Jesus. Tommy, let's treat you right.
Yes, Tommy, you're a good bitch. Joe says no comment.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Joe's got some stories, trust me.
Oh yeah.
And when
Especially
he
coming from
breaks
rehab.
out, I mean, we're gonna.
Yeah.
It's
If
gonna be
he'll show up when he's all done at work, then we can get into it. But
you know the
no,
address.
it is a thing is that it's become popular to be crazy. Now, when bitches was crazy back in my day,
Oh my god.
bitches was just crazy. We pass them off to Nick,
And he take him down.
and he would slaughter them. But no, all jokes aside, but it is a thing where it's like I'm that type of girl who will cut
Who's
you.
not afraid of getting
Who
up on
won't-
the fucking face?
Yeah, who will get in the face and cut your chest open and burn your Xbox. But if you buy me tacos, I'm okay. Bitch, no.
Why would I buy you talk?
You can't kill my cat.
My
Yeah.
chest.
You can't kill my cat, smash my TV, burn my son's toys, and be okay after I buy you tacos. That shit ain't
No.
cute.
Here's talking.
Bullshit.
First off, tacos are expensive. The
Exact-
tacos you're talking about.
The taco, yeah, the ones that you post on Facebook going, if he makes you these, keep them. Like, shut up.
You can be
No, you're
No
talking
man's
the reason
making
I apply to our
tacos.
credit card is tacos.
But it
at
is
this
true.
point.
It did become a trend where it's like I guess the best word is bipolar. Is like
No, I didn't.
No, that's
it's
the
like it's a
self-diagnosed
thing where you can
bullshit.
it's where it's like it's bipolar is
Well,
a
it's a
thing
true disease.
where
It's that
it can be sexy to people, and you know what it's. In my personal opinion, I'll give you the reason where it started from. I'll tell you the reason later
I'm gonna
on
build
why
on it,
hoes
but-
stand on corners because I got a story for that too. Stepping toes, which I will tell. But
That's another time.
my thing is that the reason that I think chicks find it attractive to be somewhat bipolar, Julia's probably going to slaughter me for this. And the reason for it is the niggas that comment on chicks' pictures.
yeah.
Well,
What?
let's start there.
The dudes who comment on chicks' pictures. First off,
they think we can't fucking see.
the most notorious bipolar picture of all time came from a Drake lyric. Most of you might not know this. Darius does. Here it is.
Stop shit.
Hold on. What is it?
Shit.
Sweatpants chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. I hope
Shut
that
the
you don't take it wrong. Drake spit those lyrics.
Ended life.
Next thing I know, chicks is in sweatpants, chilling with no makeup on, claiming that's when they're the prettiest, and hoping I don't take it wrong. Now, I don't take it wrong because I'm not a fan of makeup personally, and I know I sound like a douche when I say that, but I am true. I really think that makeup is a way to cover yourself up. It'd be like me going out, making myself slightly whiter. That's how I look at makeup. So you force yourself
That's
to
an
look.
extreme way to take it. But
You
But
force
yo,
yourself to look
but-
slightly prettier than you really are. Quotations, by the way, for the people who can't see my fingers. Rock quotations for those who.
But you know that's how
I
it
do
is,
that.
right?
But
Saying
see,
black isn't
Julia's
beautiful.
about to slaughter me.
Hashtag.
But here's my thing: is that I'm saying is that it is the same thing. If you want to blend into a situation and you think that you could present yourself in a better light, you put up makeup, or you think you feel ugly, which also is another reason that causes that. But chicks are caking themselves in makeup. Chicks are doing their eyebrows. Chicks are doing this. Drake spits the lyrics. Now everybody's picture is, if you can do this. So one guy comments, "Oh, not my type." Then a bunch of Saba hoes come in and they go, "Da da da da! You're beautiful. Fuck out." No, you're not. But that's the thing is that all these people comment and you know the things like this that go, "Oh, I think you're this. Oh, I think you're that. Oh, you're just gorgeous." And these chicks go, "Right, thanks." But one dude will go, "You're beautiful."
And just because
Okay,
she's never seen
but her
that
friend will
movie-
go, "You're gorgeous." Shit, thanks, bitch. Titties out. And this is how I get down. You know how we do. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Why ain't that nigga get some emojis? Why ain't that nigga get some titties out?
Yeah, and
It's
I'll
just
tell you why
hyping
it is.
It's just hyping up the fact that it's just whatever's the popular trend gets you into what you think you can get into. You know, like anxiety.
Yeah.
Talk about another.
First off,
Talk about
all right.
picture.
So
He said those girls that are saying that haven't seen real bipolar.
yeah,
Preach to
and
Joe.
that's exactly it. You know, number
Preach
one.
to Joe.
Preach to Joe. Preach to Joe.
Number one.
Hashtag preach to
The
Joe.
Dalai
anxiety
Lama
topic,
himself.
though, to the anxiety topic, though, I see probably upwards of like 32 to 1 posts about anxiety to just what I'm eating today posts. People who have anxiety, they don't say they have anxiety
talk
because they're
about
fucking
anxiety.
afraid of it. They don't want to tell
Everybody
it.
that has anxiety says they have anxiety.
They have anxiety. They have anxiety about letting people know they have anxiety. They don't
Not
fucking talk
necessarily.
about it.
That's pretty generalized. Like anxiety.
It's
is just
extremely
like,
generalized because the general
here's
public
just where
posts
you're
about
both
it.
wrong.
No,
So
Notice that. Here's not my opinion. Here's where you're both wrong.
the first thing is that like what you're talking about, like those girls that they do play a game like where it's cool to be fucking crazy. I completely
I don't get
So he's
what
right.
the
You're right
what the
there.
appeal
Alright, so
is.
we're not
I said
wrong.
here's how you're wrong.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
getting
whoa.
to where you're wrong. I'll throw some things in there. You were
I'm
right.
always right.
So
You're right, but you're wrong.
women-
So just
no,
That's how
I
she is.
No,
so-
that's all
That's how
women
she
are,
is.
but-
no, but I was.
That's how women are.
Alright.
You're
That's
right,
all-
but you're wrong. Though.
the
You're
big
really
thing
wrong.
with that is that it's all a way to victimize themselves in my eyes.
It
Like
is
all it
okay.
is
It's a
because
pity party.
I get to act any way that I want to, and there is no repercussions for my actions because I have
I'm a
problems.
boss-ass bitch.
I have this, I have that, or whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like if you don't have that accountability, then that gets pushed off onto like the guy. So then it comes around to though like this weird thing that some chicks do where exactly they chase after the guy because they just want to be wanted. And if you give it up too easily, it's just it's not enough. It's
Right.
like okay, cool, yeah, and that's gross. But I just think that again, it comes back to like a victimizing thing where it's like if I feel like if the girl feels like if she's not good enough to get with that guy, she wants his attention more for whatever reason. It's just I don't know,
Okay.
just all like, and it's
Psychology.
they think that it's empowerment to then stand there and be like, well, guys just can't handle me. Like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Well, your worst, like, is not that great,
Yeah.
or whatever, or your best
worst
is
is
not great.
I saw that
Yeah.
picture, but what I don't get is you go back, say, 10 years ago.
Joe said you're 100% correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But fuck Joe, he ain't here.
Yeah.
Joe, trying to keep hope alive right now.
So, I don't.
That was a joke, Joe. That was a joke.
How would you say that on air?
I'm joking.
But my reasoning behind it is, why do you think it is more appealing to be labeled as damaged goods as opposed to somebody who says, you know what?
Because most of the
I'm-
people comment on the pictures as truckers and weirdo people who do
Exactly.
like
People who
construction
look like
job.
me.
And they're like, I can take care of you.
You know what?
I can take care of you. You're damaged.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, gotcha.
You know, as far as that goes, though,
Knight in shining armor.
for like me though, I
works.
grew up attracted to confidence. You know what people are calling today anxiety. Like okay, I have to write a paper, tomorrow, or it's due in 2 days, and
bro.
I've got anxiety over it. Okay,
No,
whatever. I grew up thinking that confidence was attractive.
Right.
Well, a lot of people but just like she said, it is damaged goods, and people do, like I said,
That's what I said.
Save a hose or knife.
Yeah.
And shine it.
They are. No, they're
But yeah, that's the point. Is that if you present
you call
yourself,
your name
if you
Save a
present
Hose.
yourself, I'm saying if you
Captain
present
Save
yourself
a
in a
Hose.
certain light, people are more eligible to want to try to chip in. How many times have you seen? You know what I mean? Look, I can be like, here's the weird part: is I can be like, yo, I'm depressed. I'm not having a good time. My anxiety's going through the roof. All the men in this room are going to comment, asking what I need help, except for Jimmy.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Jimmy's
Well,
gonna
maybe
make
we'll
a
just
meme
post some
about it.
Harambe
But
meme.
look, here's the thing: is that Julia will too. But Julia
Wait,
to
what
us
happened?
isn't Julia. She's James
What'd you say about
in a weird way. Sorry,
You James.
but that's what
James
it is.
is
Is that
you look like
is
a
that
James.
Do I look like a James?
kind of?
Like a James.
If you're a guy,
Jameson,
you'd be a
maybe.
James.
I'm
James.
gonna
There
grow
you
the
go,
beard
step
back
it,
out.
yeah.
And then I'll do it.
But Julia, but that's my point. Is that
Yeah.
but Julia is a part of this podcast. Julia's a part of literally 4 guys
Oh,
in a room.
Right? Yeah.
4 guys in a room talking about what they think is cool and what they don't think is cool. And there's a chick who agrees with us.
You're very.
Well, that's why we keep her around.
She's the Jessica Jones of the
Oh,
group, if you
wow.
will.
That is
Well,
a big compliment.
hold on.
Right
I,
now.
I'd say
Honey,
more like a Mary Jane.
and if
To
you
my
argue
wife,
with me-
it's not like that.
No, but I mean, like, I feel
I'm
like.
just saying.
First off, nobody in this room's fit to be Luke Cage, except for moi. But I was just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, but that's the point is that nobody in this room is going to do the same thing. But if a woman does the same thing, then it will attract the people. Like there's certain guys, the guys who I'm talking about who post those certain things and only get guy reactions are the same guys who are commenting on those women's reactions. But those women decide that they're. If you really want to know who's damaged goods, look at her fucking boyfriend. No offense, hold on. No offense, it's going to sound like a fucked up thing to say. But if their boyfriend looks like Blackwell, if their boyfriend looks like Tommy and they're happy in a relationship, then they're damaged fucking goods. If their boyfriend looks like some nigga who's been hitting on them and cheating on them and she keeps pressing about how the fact is, my man don't do this, my man does that, she's got to complain about the things she needs to take, then she's not fucking damaged goods. She's just some chick who was able to trap a different type of nigga. The only people who are damaged goods are the people who allow people to fix them. If you're not allowing people to fix them, then you yourself are searching for help. And that's the way it works. Period.
That was.
I think
that was.
That's just the way it works.
All right, so this is the mixed play guy.
But that is how it is that if you find somebody who's willing to take the time to fix your ass, then that is the person. But if you have that person, oh, he cheated on me, this and that, but you're still preaching about how you love him and this and that, or you're preaching about how you need to go back to him and this and that, then you're not damaged goods. Right. You're just a dumbass, or you're just an idiot, or you're just mean as fuck, or your boyfriend's mean as fuck. Right. And you don't know no better, because I'm not downplaying women who stay with men out of fear. I'm not downplaying that, because that's kind of what it sounds like, and I just caught on to that, but it's not true.
It's cool.
But there is women who are not scared of their fucking boyfriend, and they leave them, oh, you get into an argument, we fight, I just destroyed your house, I'm leaving you, I come back.
Yo, man.
But why are you coming back?
Right.
But then on Facebook, you have but here's the thing is on Facebook, you have that attention. We talked about it the other day. I said, I don't post shit that needs to be personal because niggas don't give a fuck. Then I went and posted some personal shit because niggas was giving a fuck when I posted personal shit. If you can lure in people to give a shit, then you almost have the upper hand. It's going to sound fucked up coming from my mouth. It's not a quote from me. But if women realize how much their pussy is worth, they can rule the country. And that's what it comes down to is the same concept on Facebook. I know I can say this and I know I can say that, so that brings them in. You're not damaged goods. It's just a trend that works for you.
But like the thing about like the female population is that they couldn't vote for a really long time. They have always been marginalized. This is a country. This is a world ran by men. They've always had to meet some certain goals.
And they're coming up. And the fact that they came up and found out that it worked is slaughtering niggas. You think one dude went, "You're beautiful" on a MySpace picture, and it worked. And some nigga was like, shit, you might work for me. I'll squint my eyes a little bit in my profile picture. And I'll say you're beautiful on a picture with you throwing up because there's no niggas on there. But it only takes one nigga to comment. If some chick was beat as fuck and she only got, look, I always say you get 100 likes with your ass out, you get 16 likes with your kid. If one dude went, oh, that's a beautiful kid, flocking, there's 100 niggas. So you now know what that chick's gonna do? She'll post 100 pictures with her kid. Now, there's chicks who post pictures with their kid and ignore those messages, but it's the same thing.
That's why I post pictures with my kid.
It's something false concept. To keep the hose away, nigga. You gotta post just fucking.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's the whole point of saying.
Maybe it attracts them even more.
A little bit.
Hey, we're not gonna get into that.
We'll get to part 2 here in 2 minutes. Don't go nowhere. Trust me.
We got a lot to talk about.
We'll keep it going.